Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim Friend and welcome back to Fire Emblem 7X Immortal Sword. Gotta pick up where we left off with Eliza. So here's a little nifty thing, because we're in sort of a select chapter mode. You can play through the next chapter as though you had not played through the Gaiden chapter with Tristan. And the reason for this will become quite clear once we start playing it. But first, let's do a little trading, because we can do that even when we don't have a base. Eliza, get yourself an Iron Lance. An Iron Lance. Alright. Shoot. I will keep forever messing up the controls on this. Hopefully that won't kill any characters of mine. Bruised and weary, the silent hunters were all too eager to collect their reward and return home once more. Alas, the route to their fortress was too dangerous to cross without rest and thorough preparation. After fetching Brendan's sons, they sought lodgings in the nearby Etrurian city of Chestershire, though they found the place anything but restful. Forges burned late into the night, tailors fought bitterly over the prices of rare dyes, and no stable had room. From wall to wall, Chestershire was boiling with folk at work. The hunters shared open smiles. For a mercenary band, these early signs of war were like finding flakes of gold in the mud. Tasking her employees with securing the supplies and gathering information, Eliza found herself some quiet and took time to work on the demanding budget of her beloved company. The peace was not fated to last, but she did not truly expect it to. She could only hope that what followed would be for the good of her band's fortunes. So she's still in Etruria. It looks like the nation is gearing up for war, which makes sense considering what we've seen on Uther's side. How did we spend so much on repairs? I've replaced that same window 3 times now. Maybe I should talk to Brendan about sending his boys to a boarding house. You may enter, stranger. I've just about finished here. My apologies for the intrusion. I assumed that I addressed the esteemed Force Commander Eliza of Beggar's Valley. This is a new recording session, if it wasn't clear, so I'm gonna F up all the voices, so don't get used to them. Assume all you like. What do you want? Ahem. Then, to the honor of all present, I introduce Archduke Solomon of the Volk, Great General of the Divine Throne of Etruria and all her peers, Warhorse of the North, and the salvation of the 40th generation of the Kingdom of Etruria. Esteemed bearer of the Charity Standard and champion of the First Realm, son of Azingir the Wroth, last sign of... You look well, my lord. As do thou, Commander. It has been some time, has it not? 3 summers and 3 winters, 3 years of lackwits and fools. I have strongly yearned to once more deal with someone of worthy caliber. I cannot deny that I have been working on pittances and promises for these last few seasons, but my team feels very strongly about our previous engagement. I am uncertain that I could convince them to work for you once again. I assure you, circumstances have changed. In those bygone days, I was but a rabid beast, desperately clawing my way up the ladder. I admit I considered anyone and everyone to be expendable in my search for greater power. Now, however, I am in a position of utmost authority. My every decision carries the responsibility of serving the interests of the kingdom at large. I can make no petty power plays or gambles any longer. I suppose congratulations are in order. That is very kind of you. So what say you? Will you hear me out? I see no harm in that. A mysterious employer from the company's past. The feel of cobblestone beneath you, sound of wagons and feet, the murmur of 100 unhappy merchants trying to screw each other out of half-crown. How are the boys coping, Bren? Spent many a month on the road before Eliza took us in. They're well accustomed to the stresses of travel. That's a little too well. What? It seems young Lloyd is playing distraction while Linus helps himself to some treats. Oh, by the gods. Excuse me, ladies. I don't suppose you had a hand in this caper, Mel? Me? Never. I'm entirely innocent. I've been too busy shopping to get up to any mischief. Alright, but wherever did you find coin? When we were in Catholic, I had to pay for your room. Hocked an heirloom. Melanie, fetch Brenda. Guess the fun's over, huh? What's happening, boss? We have work. What sort? The kind that pays extremely well. Which means it's probably dirty. Who's the client? You're better off not knowing. Eliza. I've no patience for your moral indignation today, Brendan. Yes, it's secretive. Yes, it's for the sake of some aristocrat's conspiracy. The targets are most likely innocent of wrongdoing. But it pays in cold, hard Etrurian gold, and we are not in a position to be finicky. The winter months are coming upon us, and it's likely we won't be seeing any more work until their end. We need to be realistic. So that's that then. No argument. You are welcome to leave. I will cut you a piece of the treasury and give you an excellent recommendation. That won't be necessary. I got a mate who can watch after the boys. Oh, it's what being a mercenary is all about. You take unscrupulous jobs from unscrupulous folk, as long as they got the money that pays for it. That's these guys. What could they be doing? I don't like this waiting. We're vulnerable as long as we remain in one place. We need to make some sort of contact with the government here. We may be fugitives due to the debacle at Hemda, but we still have a duty to perform. We need to take whatever opportunities arise. This whole thing is bullshit. This fat count tries to smuggle silver into the country, then sets up his partner to take a fall, and we just happen to witness enough of the truth to be a threat to him, so we get the death sentence. This sort of treachery is exactly why I stopped working with aristocrats. Well, it's fortuitous you worked with them at all. This friend of yours is promising much for us. He was a mayor for a time. He should be able to pull some strings. So long as we can promise not to make any further troubles for the government. I'd like nothing more than to put this wickedness behind me. If I cannot deliver this prophecy, such petty crimes will be the last of their concerns. Triss. Reno, what is it? I feel... Yeah, Lua... Bramway? What is it? How well do you trust this friend of yours? Little enough that I've hired on some extra muscle. Why? Reno may be paranoid, but he doesn't come forward unless he has a good reason. Pohu? Pohujili. Oi, Jezwa. He says armed folk are approaching. It could be nothing, but we're in no position to be taking chances. I hear you. Let's move. There are enemies. Oh no. We have been hired to exterminate the other party. What an interesting fight. This is they? Aye, that's them. A queer pair, that islander and his friend. There's no mistaking them. Very well. Take your coin and make yourself scarce. We've work to do. Good riddance, if you ask me. Anyone who opposes the Archduke is an enemy to me and mine. You tell him I said that. Good day. Damn, always fucking scrabbling. Did he say the Archduke? Tell me we're not working for that terror. Must we go over this again? Get information, Brendan. Boss. Ah, Brother William, did you find your bishop? No, not as of yet. The local bishop said she was staying in this district. Well, we're about to turn this place upside down. Were you to offer your assistance, we could be done sooner. I suppose. Besides, there's every chance she might get caught up in the fighting. It would be better if you were with us to point her out. Yes, that makes sense. Good. Fall in then. What a manipulator that Eliza is. Looks like your friend was on the money. Let's give these folk a warm welcome. Do we have an escape route ready? But I don't think we'll be needing it. Don't be so sure, Commander. Yeah, don't be so sure. We only have 5 people, and then there's a kabillion enemies. And I can't remember if there's reinforcements or not, but it won't matter. Our objectives are to defeat Celeste and Tristan. We ostensibly don't have to defeat Shen and Gato, but I think eventually they aggro onto us anyway, so it won't matter what we do. Sorry, I got some stuff in my nose. There's also another secret chapter after this, much like there was a secret chapter after chapter 1. As much as I've been lurking on the Fire Emblem 7X Discord, it seems like there's not a huge consensus over how to unlock the secret chapter. I've never failed to do it, but no one really, as far as I can tell, no one knows what the prerequisite is. but there seems to be some idea that going faster is better. So we're going to do that when we can. But we're going to do that next time on Tim Friend. So I hope you enjoyed me struggling to remember what the voices were. Next time we'll get back into the action. Turn-based action. Bye, everybody.
We're Tim Friend.